Hello and good evening and welcome to The Truth Behind the Truth. Yes, indeed. I am excited tonight. Well, we are celebrating Black Business Month.
Yes.
We have some beautiful ladies from tonight. They're from where in New York?
New York.
From New York. And then what's the name of the business again?
New York Bodega.
New York Bodega. Yes. So we're excited to hear about their food truck. Yes. We out there doing things, y'all.
In their entrepreneurial journey.
Absolutely. But we got the best entrepreneur right in front of us. I mean, this is what I am so proud of. I'm telling you, I know we talked about it in a meeting here. If you could take three seconds just to run through your life and where you are right now, because you should be proud. We should celebrate you. You're a very, very successful businessman, entrepreneur. You know what I mean? And
I'm so glad we're having this conversation though about Black businesses, because I think so often Black businesses get a bad rap.
Right.
And I think part of it is because we don't understand the dynamics. Because when you look at, I was just reading an article that said that a report from the McKinsey Consulting Group shows that founders only receive 1% of venture capital funding. It also says that only 47% of Black-owned businesses requests for loans are approved compared to 75% of white businesses.
Right.
What that says to me is that Black folks are starting businesses with less funding, less capital. And so they often are under-resourced. And so I think a lot of times we're trying to do what we do with a lot less. And we are often so criticized by one another because we don't understand just the challenges that it takes to start a business. In another report, in the same report, it says that only 4% of businesses owned by Black entrepreneurs are still in business after 3.5 years, compared to the national average, which is 55%. So that's why I'm really excited that we're having this conversation and we have our guests that are going to be talking about their businesses, because there's some very real challenges that Black business owners face. And I know as an entrepreneur, I face them all, not getting enough money to start your business, having a great idea, but just not having enough money, and then not having the support of the community, our community, because we don't typically support one another. We typically look at our businesses as less value. And we typically don't want to pay whatever the price is, know. And so I'm just really glad that we are kind of highlighting this conversation with our Black businesses, because those that are in business, they are doing a lot of work and don't get enough credit. And I think it's just really important that we show support, because they are going against the odds,
Right. Absolutely.
Don't you just hate that phrase when you see one of your own say, help a brother out? Right. When you come into a business and they see a price and say, oh, it's too expensive, help a brother out. I'm like, well, wait a minute.
Yeah, you're not going to Macy's and say, help a brother out, but you want to come to Harold's furniture store and ask him for, help a brother out. That's not how it works.
Right. No, it's not. But, but the thing is, I must put a little spin on what you're saying. When they come in saying, help a brother out. Yeah, I'm helping a brother out. You helping a brother out. You buying stuff. You helping this brother out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But but really making some very, very valid points there, Harold. About the innate struggle that we see, within the ranks of the community, of supporting that. I have this philosophy. I know some agree with me, some don't. In this vein about the Black business in general. Some of the time, I think that we should go. My opinion is that we should go after the money, not necessarily the name. Okay. And one of the problems I think that sets us back a little bit is that because we go after the name rather than the money. meaning the agreement is that you don't place your business in a place where it's going to be economically prosperous, even though we would like to put it in certain areas of town, but we realize that it's not there. Now, here's the thing: when you become economically prosperous or put it in the area that it is, then filter the money back into it. Start helping other businesses to become successful. You know, train people like you're so skillfully done over as long as I've known you. You have always tried to focus in on developing people to be business owners. I mean, you have your entrepreneurs page, on Facebook, but I'm sure the limits of people following that is not as great as it should be because people don't have a vision for their life. But you as the seed planter, that you are, you are trying to put that effort out. I know that I do it every day, and I encourage people. And even on my regular job, outside of this job, is that we can start in small ways, and that may not necessarily be the company per se, but if you have the mindset of wanting to contribute to, you see someone of color in a position, support that particular person. I mean, I have them come in my store all the time, and they will look for other counterparted people, rather than coming to me. And I must say that I always try to take care of them when they come to the store, when they come to me, at the end of the day, because it's about that innate support. So dropping that seed is very, very important, But anyway, so tell us real quick, just real fast about, your rise and rise. I don't say rise and fall, but rise and rise.
It was a fall. It was a fall. So I started my first business like most people. I just had a dream and a vision. Actually, ever since I was a kid, that I was going to be a business owner. And I actually did it when I was about 29. I started this business with $25,000, which really wasn't enough. Ooh. And 6 months, that $25,000 was gone. My house went into foreclosure. My car got repossessed. And but because I did so many things wrong, because I think so often as entrepreneurs, Black entrepreneurs, we try to do everything by ourselves. And that's what I tried to do. Right. And it was only when I got a mentor, someone who had been where I was trying to go, to kind of guide me, that's when my business turned around. And so ended up growing that business to close to $4 million in sales. And then I later sold it. After 7 years, I sold the business. And then a couple of years later, I found myself bankrupt again, and had to start all over again. And I ended up starting my current business right before the pandemic. And it was really a passion of mine because I had gone through the whole cancer experience. So I started a wellness company. Right. And I think that's one of the things that I think is so important when you're starting a business. You have to understand what your why is. It has to be more than money.
I'm sorry, don't you? Please say that again. That is so very vital right there. That's a golden nugget right there. But go ahead. I'm sorry. Drop that.
I think a lot of times we are going after the money, and you got to go after purpose, because initially the money isn't going to be there, and the money is not going to. If the money isn't there, what is going to keep you going and pushing when things get difficult? Because they will get difficult. And so for me, my why has always been with this business in terms of helping to educate people around wellness, and that they can live well. Just because you're a certain age or a certain ethnicity doesn't mean that you're going to get certain ailments and diseases. I think that we've been conditioned to believe that. And so my why has always been, helping people, and the money has come, and so and the money will come. If you're doing work that is on purpose, the money will come. But your heart has to be in it, because people can tell when you're faking it. If you
that's definitely. I love the fact that because you dropped so many very, very powerful nuggets right there. Speak about so that those that operate in fear. Okay, or the opportunity, or where fear has a grip on people. How did you allow yourself to get past that fear and just say, "Hey, look, I'm going all in. If I fail, I fail. If I fall, I fall." But tell us how you spoke to that fear.
Well, I think, to be honest, I think fear is a part of the journey. Fear is going to come up, and I think for me, it's realizing that I have a greater purpose than that fear, and so in realizing that, if I don't do this, how will I feel? If I let fear overwhelm me and overtake me and stop me from pursuing my dreams, how will I feel? And so I think that fear is not a bad thing. because fear can help us pay closer attention to things, make us more just aware and conscientious. Because I used to think that fear was a signal to not to do it. No, fear is a lot of the thoughts that there's a report that says that we have between 50 and 60,000 thoughts every single day. And most of them are negative. And so the battle for all of us really is the battle that's going on in our head, because we can always come up with reasons why things can't work, because we hear that often, and we often just repeating, I can't do this, I don't have the resources. Hey, where the hell is Parnell? There he is.
Where in the hell is Parnell?
Welcome to the show, brother. We know you're on the road, being successful and and auditioning and
thriving and thriving.
Hopefully you're not twerking. hopefully you're working and not twerking.
That still pays the bill. Twerks.
Ain't nothing wrong with twerking.
But go right ahead.
But there's a book that I read several years ago that I really liked, and it says, "Feel the fear and do it anyway."
Yes.
Feel the fear and do it anyway.
Yeah.
Fear is a natural reaction to doing anything new, and when you're venturing out, you're going to feel fear. But the key is to do it anyway. And as you take those little steps, you start to feel more confident. But the key is to take those steps and allow yourself the grace to make mistakes, because we're all going to make mistakes.
Right.
And then it goes back to what you said about why are you doing it? Sometimes that takes over the situation, that takes over the spirit of the fear, because at least you have the passion is there, and the passion will kind of move that spirit of the fear out of your situation, because there is no fear. You have that passion is still there to keep you, encouraged.
And that's true. And you have to press past the
that makes
naysayers.
sense.
The naysayers will rob you of your business opportunities every time.
Yeah.
Even just in your personal life and other things.
Get
the we say, where in the hell is Parnell? Get the hell of the naysayers out of your life. Okay. All right. We're gonna get back. I'll go to a quick break real quick, and we're gonna come back with our special guest, celebrating our black business. Yes. little early. Okay. Anyway, so we're getting ready for our quick break. We'll be right back with that, celebrating Black Business Month. In this era. And want to remind you guys to definitely go to our website, www.thetruthbehindthetruthproductions.com. All right. Hey, it's a lot to learn, but you can do it. All right. We'll see you back in a minute. Right, and we are back, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into the Truth Behind the Truth. And like I said just before the break, we have our website now. You can find anything you need about what's going on in the show. Yes. Otherwise, where in the hell is Parnell? The
DTWW reactions.
Yes, it relates to all of that as well. And links to get the Herald soon. We'll put that up on the page as well. Yeah. So we'll all be connected in there, right? One-stop shopping. That's what we're going to call it. Parnell, how you doing?
I am doing great. This was just another day working at Disney, getting all the Lion King stuff together. So
beautiful.
I'm excited. Now it's off to job number 2.
All right.
Oh.
I always knew you looked like Musafa.
Y'all, listen, on a lighter note, and we're going to go into what we've been talking about, but we're going to introduce the guests. But let me ask y'all something, and we're going to talk about this later. Have y'all listened to the new Beyonce album yet?
I've listened to, I've heard clips. I haven't heard the entire thing.
You haven't heard the entire thing. We're going to talk about that later, but we're going to get into our guests because that's another subject to talk about later on. But we're going to introduce the owners of New York Bodega. Hey, where are you? Welcome.
Ladies, welcome.
Wow, y'all, how y'all doing?
How you doing?
Hello, Nikki.
Hey.
Welcome, ladies.
Yes.
Welcome to.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Oh, thank
welcome
you
to
for
The
coming.
Truth Behind the Truth.
Yes.
So as you heard in the first little bit of the first segment, we were kind of dabbing into the black business mode with our wonderful entrepreneur. Well, we're all entrepreneurs here, so
Yes.
we all are.
We all striving.
Right, exactly. Exactly. That is
You got to.
So tell us about yourself. How did you get started?
Well, we're originally from New York. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. Nikki is from Staten Island. We moved to Atlanta, Georgia a couple of years back, and I've always had a passion for cooking, but I always miss home. I don't want to go back there not often, but I do miss home. So, once the kids got grown and they went on to doing their own thing, it was just her and I. And we was like, well, why don't we just, I love to cook and make people happy and enjoy the feel of New York. We talk about it constantly, and we just put those two things together, and we was like, let's do it. We started slow with, soft openings, tents. We even tried it on Airbnbs. I mean, all things possible just to have our name out and let people know what we were about. It's a little bit of a New York feel, and the food goes with every borough. So,
Okay.
for Brooklyn, we will have jerk chicken. That's me. And then for Staten Island, we will have fried fish. And then for Queens, it would be steak. Manhattan would be pulled pork. And then, all the 5 boroughs had different protein. But what makes us different is that all of our sandwiches are made off of fried plantains, not bread.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That's a much
Everything
healthier
is
choice.
vegan except for the meats that go with the sandwiches. So it sets us out differently.
Okay.
So I'm the one that keeps up with the vegan options. I'm the one that prepares the cabbage. I'm the one that makes sure that our rice and our plantains don't have any gluten or things like that for people that have certain dietary restrictions. For those that are diabetic, they can't have a lot of rice and things like that. So they generally kind of flock to our plantains plus meat. We utilize Staten Island because it is an island, and of course it's fish all around it, so we couldn't we could take it out or put it in, but generally our baseline is rice and peas, cabbage, and whatever protein for whichever borough that you're looking for. So you would get a Staten Island all the way, or you would get a BK all the way, which would be a Brooklyn and Queens and so forth and so on. Our biggest signature thing is the reason why we're called New York Bodega is if you've ever visited New York, there are corner stores.
Yeah.
Corner
store that you come to is a bodega.
Right. That's so true.
So the English version of bodega is simply the corner store, So we came up with that name, and we decided that we wanted to build enough business capital without having to ask anybody. It's one thing about our people is that we're ashamed to be able to go to banks and ask for financings and things like that. So what we did was we just simply were living down in Florida. So we would get us an Airbnb in Atlanta. We would market through Facebook and through social media and tell them that we were in town, and we would sell plates directly out of the Airbnb. So so that's how we were able to start to build our business capital. And that was just simply for us to rent an Airbnb for 3 days, generally through people or colleagues that we had known over years that were trying to get their Airbnbs out there. And we would sell our plates directly from the Airbnbs. Now we have this signature sauce That is better than slap your mama sauce, better than Chick-fil-A sauce, better than Olive Garden salad dressing.
Okay.
Y'all have to send us some so we can try it now.
I know, right?
That's for sure. A beach trip to Atlanta.
They will change. It'll change it. It's a game changer.
Where did the passion? Where did the passion come from? Did y'all do anything before this? Did y'all do anything within the food industry before y'all started?
Not. I come from a Puerto Rican background, so in Puerto Rican families we have big families, and we constantly cooking. We're just constantly cooking. So I've cooked for so many years, and our oldest son will be 32 next month, and our youngest will be 25. So now that they're gone,
y'all picking up some anti-aging stuff over there too, because y'all don't even look like y'all.
So when all of our kids moved out, she was still cooking like all four of our children were still home. So at the time that we were living in Florida, we bought an RV when our children graduated and went out on their own. So we bought an RV, and me and her staying in this, awesome RV on, in the RV park in St. Pete. So we decided at that time that, hey, you keep cooking all this food, this big old pot of rice. So I started going across the street and down the street and giving it to the elderly people that were living in our RV park. And I was giving it to them as our overflow, not as something for them to pay for. Right. And I had Mr. Walter that lived directly across from us. His wife was disabled. So each day he would have to leave home, go to the restaurant, buy her something to eat and bring it back to her. So when it got down to the pandemic, she was still cooking like all of our kids were still home. And we were still stuck with a bunch of leftovers that neither one of us were going to eat. So why not give it to the people that were in our neighborhood? And then they started giving us $5, $10, $15. And I was like, carry a one, borrow a two. I was like, 1, 2, 3. We could come up with something, and kind of started putting that together. And I was like, shoot, we're already living off the grid, in the RV. And I was like, all I need is enough money for us to pay for the park rental for our RV to stay there. So let's just go ahead and start creating something that will allow us not to have to work for anyone, but be able to gain enough money not for us to live abundant, but to be able to live sufficient.
That is so beautiful. Harold, go ahead.
So what has been the biggest challenge in terms of starting your business and growing it? What would you say the biggest challenge?
I would say learning the food business, the food truck business rather. When we got into it, we really didn't know anything about what permits, how to get the permits. And it was just so crazy because when we would reach out, we entered groups on Facebook that were entrepreneurs for food truckers and all that. And you would ask certain questions, but every question was different, right? So it got to the point where Nikki and I just decided, you know what, we're just gonna fly with it. And I want to go back to when you was like, go off of faith. I'm one to see things, and I just went off with it. I was like, we've been working in hospitality for over 20 years till our kids grew up and moved out. So I just wanted to say enough is enough. I don't want to work for anybody. I want to do something that I enjoy doing at this point. Right. And we were at Restaurant Depot buying some stuff for our food truck. This owner just so happened to see both of us and stopped us in mid-conversation of where he was on the phone and was like, are you guys, doing a food truck? And we was like, yeah, we just trying to learn certain things. He owned 2 food trucks. He gave us his number and said, why don't you guys call me for any questions? And he just shoot from there. Like, he gave us all the information that we needed. And it's crazy because down the line now that we have a food truck, we sold a couple of little items to certain people that were trying to start. And we've actually met quite a few people that were just where we were when we first started. And we try to help them out and stuff like that. And that's just what we're about. We're trying to get everybody to where we are right now and how we started and just be there for everybody the same way that gentleman was with us. So, right. But I think the biggest one was just getting all of our permits and learning the permits and the licenses that you needed.
There were a lot.
Yeah, different states, different counties require so many different things. So
After a while, I felt like we were being pumped. Like they were
What's next?
creating laws for us that really probably didn't exist for someone else. I thought it was. I thought we were literally getting pumped. They were telling us, you have to have this certification and that certification, and you need a permit. And in a food truck, you need a place to go to the bathroom. And we were like, what? But
and that's
LA is big about that too. They're so big about that out here.
Right.
So big. And that's the reason why so many entrepreneurs get frustrated, because they don't understand all of the loops and they don't have anyone to tell them, because a lot of times that can be circumvented if you look a certain way. You don't have to jump all those hoops. And so, that can be very frustrating.
Right. We didn't meet the bill, and we kept asking questions because some people
get it in there.
Cutter bill, and they weren't having that same resistance that we were having at the time. And we felt a little bit, a little doubtful. And as far as we were like, okay, well, we're New Yorkers, so of course we're going to find a way around this. So you're telling us that we can't get a permit in that county. So what we're going to do is we're going to Airbnb in that county, and we're going to make it like we got our own.
There you go.
Like we're just selling out the house. Oh, you won't give us a commercial kitchen here. We're going to this county, and we're going to do this, that, and the third, in order for us to be able to meet the obligations, based on the people that were coming to buy our food. But it was just like everyone, in certain spaces, they wanted to make it harder for us. But then other spots, they were just like, we don't care if you got nothing. Just come on up here, and is your food good?
Right.
Come on through.
Farnell, you got a question?
Yeah, so I have comments. I have questions though. But first of all, hola, mi hermana Puerto Rico. What's up? I'm listening to you all's story. I just kept getting moved by, first there's the cooperative economics that was going on with you all, with your friends who had an Airbnb that they were trying to get started, and you all trying to get your food business started. Like, well, hey, why don't we work together that we can both come up? Yes, for that. For the brother who had another truck that believed in y'all and saw that you all had the vision and the drive to go on. And it's the unorthodox way that a lot of times Black people have had to get businesses started, because traditional banks either would not grant the loans or would charge us higher interest rates. So we've always had to find other ways to get shit done. And so I just really commend you all for doing that. And for that, it's like the universe, spirit, God, whatever you want to call it, was just like, I see what's in your heart. I see what you guys want to do. And I'm gonna guide you on this way so that you can get to where you're going. Even just the fact that you all started this, not trying to make money of it, but just giving away excess food that you weren't going to eat. And people started responding and giving you money without you having to say, well, that's going to be $5, that's going to be $10. But you put that out there, and they just like, well, I don't feel right just getting this for free, so I got to give you something for your trouble. So I can't wait. Y'all are in Atlanta. I need to get out there and give me some of this food.
And that's
some of that sauce.
I'm always ready. Whenever you guys are hungry, I'm going to feed you. That's without a doubt.
So do you guys do catering as well? Catering events and everything?
Catering.
Okay.
We do catering with certain type of what we have on the menu, or you can request certain things. We do like holidays. We have certain other options on the menu as well for it. So yes, we do catering.
Well, he speaks Spanish, so you can tell him that.
You have another question about the vegan side of their menu? Harold, do you have another question about their vegan side of their menu?
Well, not the vegan side, but I did want to ask, like, what advice would you give someone who has the dream of starting their business? What would you tell them? What advice would you give them?
Ooh, that the hustle is real, and don't be too proudful to ask for opinions, because
that's good.
My wife is like, she is 100% spirit filled and a visionary. I have to touch it, feel it, smell it. That's me.
Mm.
I have to be able to overthink and outthink it. Like I have to know, if not this, then this. So you have to have someone that you have to have two people that are be able to be on the not necessarily the same plane, but the visionary has to have someone that can say, all right, you got this as a vision. Now I want to make sure that this vision can actually work. This is how it'll work for us, you know, because if it was up to my wife, we'd have 90,000 things on the menu. Everything she cooks, she like, ooh, we can sell this, you know. And my thought pattern is, if we can make one thing to use for 1,000 things, then we maximize on that one thing and make that one thing great before moving on to another thing. So I would say not to give up.
Definitely don't give up.
Make sure that, you know, the menu is something that can be that can actually be mass produced, even if you were here or gone. Because with a lot of entrepreneurs, they don't realize that if you can't make her rice and beans and something happens to her, then New York Bodega is no longer in existence, because we are the product.
Right.
So we had to make sure that our menu is something that we could actually teach and program and get someone to the place where we weren't overworked and underpaid like most business owners become, because they're working 1,000 hours on their specific businesses.
Yes.
But the owner of Hilton is not working not 1 hour on his business.
Right.
Because
Exactly.
he's set his standard practices together, and he's gotten his whole rule book down pat, and all they're simply doing is following that rule book. So I wanted for us to make a business that could be reciprocated. If our children decided that they did not want to go out and, you know, fight the world, if we wanted to bring them in the kitchen and train them exactly the way that we wanted them to sell, and say, don't add no extra paprika to this. This is all you need. And as long as they stuck to that menu, they would be able to do it without us. So that's kind of how.
Totally. So what I hear is franchising in the in the development here. You know, to carry the vision for that is so powerful. Yes, ladies, thank you so much for being a part of it.
Thank you for having us.
And we will make sure that there's a link on our website, definitely, so people can connect with you in Atlanta. You know, so that we can support you on that aspect of it as much as we can from our point, our side.
Absolutely.
If you
What's
ever
the website? What's the website again?
Bodega Food Truck on Instagram and on Facebook. And our email is newyorkbodega@gmail.com.
All right. Well, we will make sure that happens for you. Thank you again so much for taking the time. Come back again and share with us. All right. We'd love to hear more about that and more about you, you guys, and your other ways of development. All right.
We're going to get some of that sauce.
We travel everywhere, so you guys might see us over in LA at some point.
We'll
over there bringing hot sauce with you.
Definitely let us know. We all have a powerful night. Stay powerful. Stay strong in the grind, but don't overgrind. Okay.
That part.
Y'all take care, guys. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
All right. Take care.
Hey.
All right, and we're back, guys. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed them. It was, really
good.
nice seeing some very solid businesses going forward and what they're doing. And number one, what I loved about what she said is that they went into this basically blessing the communities that they got in. They were giving things away. You know, one of the things, if you start out giving, I'm telling you, you automatically become a receiver. You know what I'm saying? Your doors become prosperous, and people just start giving back to you, and that's a beautiful way to start. That was good. That really touched me when she said that. You know, and giving is a spiritual thing, but guess what? It ain't a religious thing. But we won't go there.
No. We can touch a little bit on that.
Yeah, we touch a little bit. Go ahead.
We're gonna touch a little bit on that topic. I asked y'all before we talked to the owners of New York Bodega about the Beyonce album. Have y'all listened to it yet? How do y'all feel about it?
You won't break my soul. You won't break my soul.
So this is another topic, though, and you started out with a great one. I love that song too. But what about Church Girl?
Oh, that's my jam.
I love it.
Yes.
So y'all
I love Church Girl. Yes.
You guys weren't present last week, but did you guys watch the show? You didn't. Okay. Well, we'll talk about that later in production.
But how do y'all feel about the subject? Because the subject is very controversial right now. That a lot of religious leaders and a lot of religious organizations of Christianity
that's what they do. That's
about this.
That's what they do. They make something out of nothing. And, and everybody wants their moment. Even the folks in the pulpit, they want a moment. So, I take that with a grain of salt. They just want a moment. Because I even saw, and I used to really like her, Juanita Bynum, getting on that tangent. And then they put up this video where she was talking about folks shouldn't be dancing to secular music, and they have this video footage of her dancing to Mary J. Blige at her birthday party.
She was backing it up too.
and she was getting it. She was backing it up. So I'm like, the hypocrisy of it all. It's just like, come on, people.
Backing it up for Jesus.
Right.
I'm gonna let y'all continue because I had a whole lot to say last week. But go ahead, Brenda.
Because it definitely is that hypocrisy. It's like y'all just wanted to say something,
right?
Because you don't like the fact that people are pulling off the mask and talking about the reality. And it's like, guess what? Church folks can be up in the club and having a good time as well. Yeah. That's that America, that Puritanism that permeates American culture, that has got to be, we don't drink and we don't smoke, we don't have sex, we don't dance secular music, which is all we look at as a bunch of bullshit. Because you see the real deal. I mean, I've talked about it before, like a lot of times when the gospel convention comes to town, the bathhouses and the gay clubs are full.
Right.
Same thing, But then those same people will get up on a Sunday and then rail against it. Be like, but you were just there. And it's that whole thing. So this is the whole thing of like, guess what? Church girls are real women that go to the club and get their party on and can still come to the church on Sunday and choir rehearsal on Wednesday and praise the Lord. They don't have to be completely distinct, separate. They can be all ingrained in one person. Like, this is this side to me that likes to go and party and have something, a couple of drinks and have a good time with my friends. And then there's this part that wants to be thankful that I have the health and the means to be able to go out to the club and make a joyful noise and have a good time and relax.
And drop it like it's hot.
And you got a bunch of church boys out there doing the same thing too. So it's not only church girls, it's church boys. Right. And that's the thing I can say when I listen to that song, I said, that's the truth behind the truth moment. Right. It's the truth. Right. Absolutely. It's the absolute truth. Absolutely. All of us have had to live our lives doing things, and that's enjoying life. Right. And then going to church. I went to the club all night from midnight to 6 a.m. Then I had to get up at 9 and go, and hit that piano in the church. It's just that's the way life is. But let's move on to the
because at the end of the day, we're all human and divine.
Exactly. Absolutely.
You're right.
Absolutely.
So let me get on this. Let me get on this Al Sharpton diet program. 1 meal a day of kale salad, cucumber, a slice of tomato, and a boiled egg.
Is that why he's so skinny? That's his diet.
That's his diet.
Well, you know, I'm vegan. I'm vegan, but he looked like he need to eat a hamburger or something.
Okay.
See, that is just not sustainable. Like your body still needs
some show.
You still need a certain amount of calories just for your body to function.
Right.
You
And
know,
skinny ain't necessarily cute. I don't know why we bought into this idea of skinny being cute, and it's not necessarily healthy.
Right. Well, it really is. But you know, I get it for some people, and let's not like make that the rule for everybody. You know what I mean? Because some people can live like that. And then here's the thing: your body will adjust to living like that. You know, at the end of the day, you know, it will. You know, and maybe whatever nutrients that's needed. You know, I mean, in that sector for him, he probably has virtually no body fat because it's getting absorbed. I mean, it could be. I don't want to know, but but whatever it is, you know, I mean, you know, hey, it is what it is. You know,
I just wonder how he lifted Lisa Ray up.
Oh, did he?
Who? He dated Lisa Ray.
At one point.
Yeah.
Oh,
Lisa Ray from Players Club.
What?
They were dating at one point.
Were they?
When? Yeah. I think in the middle of her divorce from her husband, they were dating. Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah, you better say allegedly.
Allegedly.
I'm gonna have Lisa Ray see this because she'll come after you.
But you know what? I wonder because you know Al Sharpton not no punk now. He dates now.
Right.
He dates. He dates, but let's get on after Gary Busey. How you pronounce it after Gary?
Oh, Busey. Gary Busey. So what's going on, Gary?
Oh, y'all know he has 3 counts of sex crimes. He's been charged with 3 counts of sex crimes.
God. You know,
he's always been going through something.
And I know you brought up a point about Gary Busey. Okay, but you know, can we address that just for a moment? I know, Harold, you can probably bring some points of wisdom about this too as well. You know, why is it that these freaking? I'm about to say another thing that these damn men cannot keep their freaking hands to themselves. It's always something. You know what I mean? And I don't get it. You know, we were talking about this the other day. It's like, or you know what? And then you can say your point here. Keep your GD hands to your damn self. Okay, leave these women alone. If they wanted to be with your ass, they would be with you. Okay, and I blame Trump for saying that you grab a woman by the stop tame now, you know, and then she gonna like it. All right, come on, let's stop that shit. Just stop it. Come on, go ahead, bro.
Well, what did he do? I didn't hear what happened.
You know, the allegedly part of he's got to be doing something that was a sexual advance. I mean, you know, at the end of the day.
Well, was one count of he has been sexual. It was he's been sexual harassing some people. Now they don't get too much into the.
Speaking of which, but go ahead. I guess.
Well, it was more of a count of sexual harassment, sexual contact. And it could be, you know, now that people are now coming forward, you know, people from, you know, past allegations are now coming forward with certain, you know, and let's
I'm sorry to cut you off here. Combine your thought about this, you know, as well. I'm going to let you guys speak to it. Anyway, that's not a good picture.
Yeah.
So you can combine your thought on it. So even with the football player, what's his name with the Bills or whatever his name, I think Bronco Bills, whoever he played with. If you can find a picture, the technician we'll look at it. But him alone, I mean, he's been fined for 11 games. He's suspended by 11 games, fined $5 million. Okay, for quoting not allegedly, but paying these women off. His massage therapist, he making advances at massage therapy, the one that, you know, jiggled his muscles or whatever. But I guess he wanted something else jiggled in the process. Okay, and it's just very, very sad that we cannot discipline ourselves as men and want to really put women in these positions.
I'm going to stop you right here. So this happened at Monster Mania convention held at Doubletree Hotel in Cherry Hill, New Jersey last weekend, according to the police. There was a respondent to a hotel for the report of a sex offense as a result of the investigation that they have had against this dude.
That's him.
And not him, not Gary, but I know what you're talking about. So this happened at a convention. Some probably, and to be honest with you, they don't get into too much detail, but it's been a report out there that he was sexually harassing some either patron or somebody who was just staying there. But yeah, it's a mess.
You know,
it's a mess.
It really is. I just don't understand why these men are either so sexually charged.
Well, we live in a
patriarchal
system.
Yeah, well, and I understand that part of it, but yet still, where is the discipline? Where are the boundaries? That you should be able to set. Now, I can say I'm not talking about people in consenting situations, but these are not consenting situations. At the end of the day, and I mean, it just blows my mind that every day you are hearing some man, and I'm getting on the men about their lack of behavior, trying to live life with that piece of meat between their legs, and it's just ridiculous. But go ahead, Errol.
And I don't know if it's so much that they're sexually charged as much as it's a power and an ego thing that you should want me. And I think that it ends up turning to something else. When you have situations where maybe women are not giving them the attention, they become aggressive, like you should want me, and how dare you not want me? And they put themselves above you because the football player. There's no need to do
no
that.
need.
But I think it pertains to ego too.
Well, true.
Ego.
But like you are very point. Is no need for that football player. I apologize for not calling his name straight up, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Y'all seen this picture. There is really no need for him to even put it. Do you all know how many groupies the possibilities that hang outside a locker room that they're freely giving stuff away? On a regular basis.
It ain't about sex.
So why would you want to even recognize losing your career? It's been set down 11 games and losing $5 million. I mean, come on, you're dumb.
Over a simple massage.
Right. Go ahead. Your point.
But the fact is that it's all about ego at the end of the day. I think when you get up to a certain pinnacle of success and you get all this money in this access, you feel
that ass access, right? But go ahead. I'm sorry. you said it right.
Well, you know what? I feel like people feel like they have a need to exploit their power and exploit their ego, and it boils to the fact that if you have that type of somebody said, if you were an asshole before you became a millionaire, it alters that ego.
Right.
So it's the fact that now somebody's giving you the power to just be who you were before, and now you have altered it. It's now you have become the monster that and that's where that stems from. It's that ego, it's that greed, it's the fact that I have this money that you want, I have this access you want, I have this platform that you want, and you know what? I'm just gonna take it because that's how I'm doing. That's what you want, and sometimes that is not what the other person wants. That's not what the other person signed up for. And what you're saying is with the football player, now he's in a situation because of some massage therapy. He crossed the line with certain masseuses that were practicing their work on him, and he just did what he just grabbed and touched whatever he could grab, not knowing that he could have went, if he wanted that, he could have went on Instagram and got one of those Fashion Nova models to massage him, and because that's what they're looking for. They
went on an app and got paid for an escort to do that.
There's so much access for that hookup sites. I'm just saying, don't go there. Don't go there now. We're not advertising hookup sites, but hell, I mean, it's better to go there than to go to somebody down the street who don't want your ass.
Exactly.
Particularly going to jail.
Yes,
and all those things. One of the points that we got to go to. I'll bring it up when we come back from break. But anyway, guys, we'll be right back. Remember about that website. Don't forget it. www.thetruthbehindthetruthproductions.com. Go there. We'll see you after the break. All right, and we're back, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. The truth behind the truth tonight. Yeah, we got some not hot, but news buzz. We talking about news buzz.
Yeah,
we buzzing today. But anyway, before we wrap up today, want to make you guys aware, and definitely you need to go check out the Dial Washington page on YouTube. Okay, for the DTWW reactions. It is really, really powerful. This man has got some insight and bringing you guys enlightenment on music, on movies, on other inspirational points, and just life in general. He's going to be talking about, but I'll let him take away and tell you about it.
Oh, well, definitely. This is a new journey for me. This is something that I have thought about for many moons. I have always wanted to do reaction videos, never got up the courage to do it till one day I said, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to find out how to do it. I'm going to put my own stamp on it. Mm-hmm. So I did some reaction videos to certain artists. I just did one on Olivia Newton-John. So go check that out as well. And I have got some responses back too, comments back. Mm-hmm. So I will put a link up on the website for y'all to just go check out the website. I will put a link. It's called, or go to YouTube and put in DTWW reactions. DTWW reactions. And hey, if you feel like you like some of those reactions I did, comment, share, subscribe, or join the conversation, because I just really enjoy it. It's really worth, I'm telling you.
And I love it because we get to see a different side of you.
I know. Besides me trying to yell over all of this.
Yeah, it's a joy to see what he is really doing and what he's putting together, and the time investing in it, and research it. Because he is a walking thesaurus of history.
It's a lot.
Music and otherwise, music, movie, and history. I mean, he is. So, guys, if you need to learn something within a quick, short period of time about something, you need to go support this page. Send this man some money too, okay? At the end of the day,
it's gonna come. It's gonna come because the why is there. The passion.
Come on now, there you go.
It's gonna come regardless. So
we're
not worried about the money, but we are worried about the influence and the information and the impact.
Absolutely, so, and he is making a definite positive impact. As well. Harold, do you have anything going on? Go ahead.
Well, I wanted to mention. So Wells Fargo, since this is Black Business Month, Wells Fargo, they have not had the best reputation in our community. Has allocated over $400 million in grants for diverse businesses and businesses that are minority, women, veteran, and LGBTQ businesses.
Wow.
And it's for every level of business. So from startup startup would be somebody that hasn't even started the business. They can apply for up to $20,000 in loans with Wells Fargo. Mm-hmm. The second tier is $20,000 to $100,000. That's for someone that's in business, like our guest that was on earlier. You can qualify up to $20,000 to $100,000, and then the highest tier is $100,000 to $250,000, and that's for well-established businesses. But here's the thing: these funds don't have to be paid back; they are a loan.
Oh wow!
And they are
right?
What's that?
It's more like a gift, and if they don't have to be paid.
Yeah, these are grants. These are grants to for-profit businesses that are minority-owned, either Black, Latino, women, veterans, and LGBTQ. So those folks who have business or business ideas and want to launch and need some money, go to the Wells Fargo Foundation, because a lot of people don't know about this, and they're actually opening it up next month. But it's already on the website. So this is an opportunity to possibly get some funding for your dream.
Well, the truth behind truth needs productions needs some money. Okay, so I'm just saying. Okay,
right. Yep,
absolutely. Because in terms of where we want to go, and and again, celebrating Black businesses, that this is a Black business. You know what I'm saying? And the truth behind the truth productions is doing extremely well. In a lot of areas. And what you're going to be seeing in the very near future with us. So it is. We're celebrating us as well doing this particular month because we're a successful company. You know what I mean? We literally we started this company with
just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
Just the
you know,
two.
I mean, at the end of
Just
the
the
day,
two.
That's a song. Come on, that's a song.
The two of us. I thought about it when I said it. Just I was trying not to hum it, but that's what happened. I was like, oh, just the two of us.
But we did. You know, I mean, we talked about it. We went one direction, which was supposed to be originally started with a podcast almost 3 years ago. But I said no. We need to be visual. Yes. You know what I mean? Hey, the View, the Talk, former Williams, and you know, and all of the list of these different people that had talk shows, but then there was no representation of men of color that had the sound and profound information that would help society was out there. So I said, no, we've got to come live. We got to figure out a way. We've got to do this, and through the help of many people, but then down to this great core, which Harold is so diligently a part of, and you know, and the rest of our core.
Where the hell is Parnell?
Where in the hell is Parnell? Exactly.
Where the hell is Parnell?
Hey,
Where did he go?
Our VP of production, Charles McIntosh, you know, our social media basis, you know, I mean, our
casting director, Carolyn.
Yeah, casting director. I mean, it takes a lot, you know, every week to put this portion of the show together, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, from production meetings, and we're getting bigger, guys. You wait for season 3. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you,
we already on the mark.
I know we're getting ready for season 3, and it's going to be really, really powerful. New opening, new excitement. So we're really planning. So you guys need to get your popcorn, like I always say, your glass of wine, and put us on your TV. Get off the computer or your phone. Put us on your TV, because sooner or later we're gonna be on your TV.
Yeah.
All right? So, but yeah. We got a lot of great things. Get ready for season 3. We're gonna be wrapping up, you know, the next few shows talking about that as well. But anyway, I know we got to wrap, okay? Because I'm gonna keep running my mouth. I like to talk. Yeah, they know that.
Yes.
But we want to thank again our guests tonight. Oh man, it has been a really, really enjoyable night celebrating Black businesses. We will mention it again as of next week as well. NY Bodega, thank you for coming, ladies, and that support them. Atlanta, support these ladies. Please. You know, if you need them for catering, reach out. We'll have their information on the website again, so you can click on it and find them as necessary. Harold will be mentioning on the website with this. You can go definitely for DTWW. And where on the hell Parnell is going to be able to. That's not a money making site yet. But anyway, y'all have a powerful night. Support us, support these businesses, and we will see you next week with Dr. Elsbeth. Will be right with us. I think that's next week. Am I right? I think she's next week. If not, well, anyway, somebody will be here.
We'll still be here.
So we'll be here anyway.
Live and in color.
Y'all have a great night. Support that website. Thank you for tuning into The Truth Behind the Truth.